or I can go to the game room and play games in there.
I like how you can brush your teeth when you forget, and then after that you can play games.
When I get called, I go back and they do my braces. I can pick different colors, and you get Patilla points, which you can exchange for real-life rewards. I got a gift card for Amazon, and I'm saving up for another one, so that way I can go and buy some stuff for Disney World. And then I go and get hot chocolate, which they've got in the lobby, and then I'm done. I'm going to be starting my second phase of braces soon, and my teeth will be straight, and it's going to help me with my confidence.
I am looking forward to straighter, better teeth that I can enjoy and show off to people when I smile.
Hi everyone, John Rogers here from Rogers Roofing. We are here with our 2023 Roof for a Hero contest winner, Robert Gutierrez. Robert is a Griffith police officer and has been serving the community for many, many years. Robert, congratulations. We're so happy that we were able to do this for you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you for the roof. It's very much appreciated. Family loves it. My name's Robert Gutierrez. I've been a Griffith police officer for 22 years, K-9 for just over 10, almost 11 years. And we are assigned to the patrol division, so we respond to any calls of service that was needed for the police department and the K-9.
Wow, that's really interesting. A K-9 unit, so you work with your probably best friend, your dog. Tell us a little bit about your dog.
Yes, he actually came from just west of Mexico City. He's 3 years old. His birthday is actually Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. He is assigned again to me in the patrol unit. So any calls of service that we have to go to, he goes. We go through narcotics detection, tracking for people, whatever that the patrol division needs, services and help, we are able to provide it.
That's terrific. Well, tell us what it was like when you got that phone call that we let you know that you were the winner of our 2023 Roof for a Hero contest.
Very, very ecstatic and happy. You never think that you win something this big, so when I got that call, very fortunate, very blessed, very happy that we were picked for the roof.
So when it came out to do the roof, was it a good experience? Did everything go as planned?
It was a fabulous experience. They had it all done in one day. They moved very quickly, efficiently. They cleaned up everything that they needed to clean up. We couldn't be more pleased and more happy. Even all the workers were very friendly, engaged in conversation. So our family couldn't be more happy with the process, and of course the roof, it looks beautiful.
Well, thank you for your service. Thank you for keeping this community safe. We're so happy we were able to do this for you. And we'd also like to thank our sponsors of our 2023 Roof for a Hero contest, American Roofing Supply, Certainteed Roofing Company, and Misprint out of Munster, Indiana. Thank you so much. We couldn't do it without you. That's kind of it for our 2023 Roof for a Hero contest winner. We want to thank him again, and we look forward to seeing you in 2024 when we do it again.
If you give your PIN or password over the phone, you might as well wallpaper your room with cash. Why don't you just use $1 bills?
Okay, these will come right off. It's just hot glue. But they gonna take it back, right? Here you go. Careful, careful.
Oh no, something spilled over here.
We're known as Levin Tire, but we're so much more than just a tire dealer. At Levin Tire and Service Center, we do oil changes, brakes, alignments, engine and electrical work, and much more. And of course, we're the best choice for tires, with a wide variety from the industry's most trusted manufacturers. Plus, you'll get customer service like a small business with pricing better than a national chain. Visit one of our 6 locations today. We're more than just tires. Levin Tire and Service Center, since 1918, earning your trust one day at a time.
Do you love pizza? So do we. At Doreen's Pizzeria, we also love our customers. That's why we're bringing you our loyalty rewards program and online ordering system. Click the link to start your order now. Doreen's Pizzeria, real Chicago pizza.
To the city that invented the skyscraper, reversed the flow of a river, created its own style of pizza, gave a home to legends, and stole our heart.
Brother. We're gonna start the ceremony if you don't mind, Ref.
Yeah, I appreciate that actually. Yep. It beats trying to figure out alphabetical order.
Please. Taylor. Your coaches for PSG Academy, Guadalupe Alvarez, assistant coach Jorge Quintero. Here we go!
Alright, come on guys, we gotta go. Let's go. Put on the headphones. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to beautiful Whitney Young High School. Kyle Smith alongside Kevin Macy as PSG Academy will take on the Chicago Eagles in a big-time matchup of Premiership soccer action. Chicago Eagles, they're 0-1-0 in bracket play, 1-0-0 for PSG, and big-time matchup for PSG as they look to continue with their good play, and there's two teams ahead of them according to the standings of the website. There's two teams that are 2-0-0, and one of the teams has a +10 goal differential. So PSG has to win matches, and if they want to get a higher seed going into bracket play, they're going to have some style points as well.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day for soccer, and I know that both teams have been preparing for this day. Unfortunately, both teams are also dealing with injuries, and so both coaches have talked to us a little bit about the fact that they've had to shuffle the lineups around a little bit, but they do have their key players available, and we're certainly in for what's going to be a great game, and certainly under some great weather conditions.
So we're going to take a quick break, and more soccer action coming up next here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You guys are announcing during the game.
Yes. How long are the halves? 45, yeah.
So PSG will be in the white, and in the blue is Chicago Eagles. The Eagles' corporate location is Wheaton, but they go by the name the Chicago Eagles, and PSG is a pure city proper Chicago team, formerly from West Loop Soccer Academy. Now this is their home pitch at beautiful Whitney Young Magnet School.
Yeah, PSG has been around and takes a lot of pride in getting these youngsters involved at a young age and bringing them up through the ranks, getting to know them, getting to help tailor their strengths and work on the areas that could use refining. And we saw that evidenced by as the players took the field. Paris Saint-Germain was nurturing some of the younger age groups, walking out onto the field and taking them by hand. So they take very seriously in their program the development of youth soccer players.
Chicago Eagles, their only match, they lost 1-0 to the #1 overall seed of Pool A. How does that factor into the Eagles today as they look to avenge that defeat?
Well, I think that they're going to come back hungry. Sometimes when you get that loss out of the way, it reminds you what you're playing for. And so I think that the Eagles are intent to put their best foot forward. They're still, working through some injuries, but they're going to get their best lineup out there, and they're certainly prepared to give 110% because they don't want to have a repeat of that occurrence.
45-minute halves. We'll probably have at least 2 to 3 minutes of extra time. Any injuries will have over 5 minutes of additional time. A nice, beautiful day, a little windy, of course. Gets the name the Windy City. That's not why it's called the Windy City, but It's also the Windy City for the literal version of the terminology.
Yeah. Well, we are definitely getting the windy version of a cool lakefront breeze, but under the sun on a near cloudless day. This is about as picture perfect of conditions as you're going to get, and so these players are probably going to welcome breaking a sweat with the cool breeze, but have that refresher as well.
We'll give you the starting lineups in a minute here. Late additions for PSG Academy. Chicago Eagles, they announced their starting lineups as early as 9 a.m. this morning. Chicago PSG Academy waited till 4 o'clock. They wanted to have that gamemanship to announce their final starters.
Yeah, well, when these games matter, every little facet of game management counts, and revealing your starting lineups, especially when you're shuffling things around. And don't forget, Kyle, that some of the injuries that Paris Saint-Germain's been dealing with just may have factored into some of that late breaking development of the rosters. But the gamesmanship is key, because they want to win just as badly as the Eagles do.
Now, we talked to some of the players. In a typical pool play format, you only play 3 pool play, but according to Diego Contero and a couple other PSG players, they will play up to 7 matches in pool play. So if you fall into an 0-2 rut, you are still eligible. Now, we're waiting for confirmation from the league directors about the state premiership, but it looks like PSG, the home team, will get the ball first, as number 11, Christopher Lopez, after it.
We've got a good crowd out here today.
Lopez and Franco Severo, the 2 forwards to look out for. Meanwhile, for Chicago Eagles, Mats Fitzicom. And here we go. Game action starts as it's played right now by PSG. Right now it's Catalan, as he'll take his time in his own territory to the last man back. Right-footed boot near the sideline, off the foot. Another right-footed pass over to Severo. And backing up. Right now the Eagles forcing it deep, almost stolen away, picked up by Villanueva as that's sent up in front over to Alvarez. The guy to watch out for, we had the pregame show partner, one of the best, if not the best scorer on this PSG team. Over to the far sideline from Alvarez. So far, they're having trouble getting it to midfield. What's going on right now, Kevin?
Well, I think right now both teams are feeling each other out to start this game, and PSG certainly is kind of working through the kinks of having a new lineup in order. And the Eagles, like we predicted, have come out really hungry.
So the first time the Eagles have possessed the ball, right now it's played by Nakaski Rios, who goes by Rocky Nakaski. Full name Pedro Nakaski Rios. Past the 40-yard line. And it's a standard football field. So the goal is placed at the back of the end zone. So when I say he's at the 20, it means it's actually 30 yards away from scoring. Gets a little confusing for all the American football fans. Oh, he's only 20 yards away from the net. No, not so much. It's actually 30 yards.
Yeah, it's very interesting when playing on a football field. You get to see how the goals kind of stretch that field, and particularly in this case, the field is also lengthened horizontally as well, because the typical football sidelines are not the sideline for this. So keep an eye out for those yellow sideline markers. That's the out of bounds in this game.
Overhead pass coming up for PSG. It's Caden Mubayed as it's throw in over to Severo. He heads it near the middle of the pitch. And right now it's played by PSG, past midfield. On the attack, first time they've gone past midfield today. Give and go action, kicked away by the Eagles as the men from Wheaton possess it at the 30-yard line. Now right at the midway line as it's played by Osorio, sent forward, and a little bit of miscommunication that time between Asher Barden and Max Fitzicom. You can't afford that against a really good team like PSG. try to avoid those lack of communications as much as you can if you're the Eagles.
No, a lot of energy out there, and I think that they're trying with all of their best efforts. But like you said, Kyle, I think that the communication is going to be really important to make sure that that they're executing what they want to pull through.
Eagles after it. That's Posada. A couple of nice moves, but the fellow number 23 and Caden Mubayed was not fooled. That shot right into the breadbasket of the goalkeeper, but you know what, partner? When you get it that close, don't play around with the ball. Just get it on net and see if you get a goal.
No, and that was a big kick by Gafoa Kuku because he's been coming out with a lot of energy, and he was eager to get that shot on goal, and it was a good one.
Header, and Eagles are taking it to PSG right now, partner, and it's like you talked about, and that's a lead pass. He's onside, by the way, so we play on. The flag went up. I might have been wrong, but anyways, it was played by the goalkeeper. I thought he was onside. I was a little surprised by that flag going up.
You know, we talked a little bit about this beforehand, how the rules could potentially change, but for now they've stayed the same. That if you're past the heel of the last offender, that's offsides, and the ref made an appropriate call.
Are we ever going to get that blue line? Just paint a blue line on a soccer pitch like we have in hockey? Probably not.
You know, it could very well be. It could very well be, but I don't think the purists are going to go for that anytime soon.
Trying to get it past the last man back, and Pedro Nakaske Rios said nothing of it. As that's over to midfield. Barton with it. And it's going to be a foul committed by PSG. If you're going to commit a foul, partner, that's kind of the sweet spot, in between the 50-yard line, between the 40s.
That's the last area that you're going to get bitten, that's for sure.
And right in the middle of the field. Obviously, if you want to commit a foul, you want to commit it near the sideline, but then again, that's kind of like a pseudo corner kick when you do it right at the sideline, depending on how deep it is in your own territory. Lead pass. There's Kuku.
And Kuku is he's come out with some raging energy, and that's a second shot on goal. Maybe not exactly what he would have wanted, but he did get the penetration, and I think that's probably what the Eagles are going for here.
Might have been more of a crosser. We'll see what our stats person says on it. I say crosser, you say shot on goal.
I may defer to the official ruling.
All right. He was at a tough angle. Usually when you're at that tough angle shot, that 30-degree angle or worse, you usually go high with it.
I didn't see a blue jersey anywhere there, which is inopportune, but that would have been good to get that center.
Well, you know, sometimes in hockey they do those blind passes out in front, so hockey, of course, a lot more shots on goal than soccer because it's a much smaller arena. Crosser coming up for Eagles. He's wide open. Oh, just missed him. And a lack of communication on defense from PSG, and they were lucky that the Eagles forward and Barton missed on the pass. And that's some pushing and shoving going on. Either way, it's last touch by PSG. And the Eagles don't like it, and I agree. It looked like it was going to be a foul on PSG, and even if it wasn't, it looked like it was last touch by PSG anyways. So Paris Saint-Germain gets the benefit of the call. It's going to be an overhead pass, throw-in, and it's completed over to Gutierrez. At midfield, off the body. Header pass to himself. Stutter step action. Right now with it is Cortez. Sent back to the D-line. Right-footed boot. Barton give and go action as it's played right at the 40-yard line, then back in their own territory. Passed over as it's completed to Alain Cruz. Cruz listed as center midfielder today. Over to the sideline, Micaiah Bovey. Bovey lost it. And right now it's played by PSG. With it is Alvarez. Now at midfield. Here's Gafoa Kuku. Stolen away by Paris Saint-Germain. Kicked away by the goalkeeper. It's Solrio starting for PSG and Connor Riddle starting for the Eagles. Foul committed, as it's going to be called against the Eagles. Committing the foul was Micaiah Bovey, the right back. So limited opportunities for PSG. Let's see if they can take advantage here. It's a long drive from Wheaton to Whitney Young, but it doesn't look like it from the visiting Eagles today.
No, not at all, unless being cooped up in the vehicle and the team bus now has them unwinding on the field, because the energy levels are definitely disparate.
Back to the midway line, right-footed boot. Played right now by Catalan. And instead, he'll kick it back to his goalkeeper. And they're going to press, forcing the goalkeeper to kick it away. After it was Collier. Now Mubayed at the sideline. Nice move. And still with it is Villanueva. Villanueva, his pass, no one home to retrieve it. And the Eagles, excellent job keeping that in by Leo Posada. Posada's pass, he tried to tap it to the sideline, stolen away by Paris Saint-Germain. Beautiful move by Severo. Severo, left-footed boot, the crosser kicked away, and it's a corner kick. First one of the match for either team.
Right, and just in time, I think that we're starting to see the energy levels get contagious and matched with PSG. They're certainly Villanueva and taking the ball down the field with the moves and trying to get those opportunities for shots on goal. That's going to be the way that they can keep up here.
Would have liked to see that corner kick get a little bit more topspin, a little bit more hang time to allow the header. It was easily defended by the Eagles. Stolen away by Paris Saint-Germain. PSG Academy, the 19-year-olds trying to beat their fellow 19-year-old Eagles. Off the foot. At midfield. Now with it is Catalan. He's had the ball a lot today. Collier, he's been kind of a non-factor. He's a big boy, but the Eagles have shut him down for most of the afternoon. Header try, off the body. Do not be shocked, Kevin, if you see a handball. We saw it last week at the United Premier Soccer League level. A handball just outside the 18-yard box, and Round Lake Evolution, 20 yards away from the goal, connected on the free kick.
Now that's where you wouldn't want to have that take place, like we were talking about earlier.
Right. Not that you, oh no, he's out of his box. He's got to get back in. That pass, a great job kicking it away.
Got some help from the defense there for sure. That's a dangerous move. I think that the energy levels are there in goal as well, but sometimes you might want to rein in the energy a little bit.
And you got to know the angle of the shot. Right? When it's past the 30-degree area, he's not going to score if you play the near post. The only way he's going to score is if he's messy. That's a terrible corner kick, by the way, easily cleared by PSG, and you can see the frustration from the Eagles. But what I was saying was the ball is clearly advantage goalkeeper because it's less than a 30-degree shot. So, yeah, do you want to go after it and cover it up? I don't think you have to because he's not going to score on you if he steals the ball or gets that pass that far away from the goal.
Sure, and I think the key is covering it up.
Right. If you're going to go out that far, either cover it up or force him to make a Lionel Messi type of shot to the far post. As long as you play the near post, it's going to be very tough for him to score. But once it gets to that 90 to 45-degree angle, then it becomes advantage striker.
See, we teach geometry here, too. It's not just athletics, academics as well.
You know? You don't think, what was the old saying when I was in high school? I was told there would be no math today. But when you think about it, especially in hockey, if you're good at geometry and physics, as that's a crosser in front, you can angle the shot right off the pad of the goalie so that it ricochets off the pad right onto your right winger's stick, and then it's a rebound goal. The same kind of geometry, it's not as common in soccer because you don't have as many saves, right? But if you can angle that shot where it bounces off the keeper, a rebound try to your striker, it's a goal, but you have to know your physics and geometry to pull that off. Sure. Shot and a save by the Eagles. As good save that time by Connor Riddle. We're going to get 3 substitutions. Surprising, partner, as we're only in the 13th minute.
Well, as we mentioned, PSG is dealing with some injuries, so they probably want to make sure that they're keeping everybody fresh, and they certainly don't want to run into any more injuries. But Coach Jorge Quintero dealing with a little bit of a shuffled lineup today, but with his key players in, and that's what he's hoping can be delivered.
At the 40-yard line, tap pass. Guys that are waiting to come in for PSG. Good lead pass, and the keeper for PSG and Solario will cover it up. But for Paris Saint-Germain, guys looking to check in will be Cardi Levesque. It'll be Charles Newton and Marco Moreno. High arching kick, a lot of hang time on it. Header try and went the right way, but no one there from PSG to get it. Eagles with it. As that's sent forward, the men in blue with it still. Tap pass. So you talked about it, Kevin, how this PSG team has had a lot of injuries lately. And how is that going to factor in today's match? Well, there's been a lot more offensive chances for the Eagles than PSG.
Yes, and I think also, like we said, I think the energy levels that the Eagles have brought in with that little bit of a almost like a desperation type playing, but it's certainly controlled aggression. And Coach Jose Quintero shuffling his lineup around. He even gave a little bit of last-minute instruction to his subs who just went in. So clearly, PSG is trying to figure that out.
Over to the D-line as it's tapped over to the sideline. Near the boundary, PSG still with it. And advantage PSG, foul committed by the Eagles. They have struggled with that partner. What do they have to do on defense or at their midfielders to avoid those fouls?
Well, I think that they have to anticipate where the ball is going to be going. That way, they're not reacting as much, and then making a tough play that's probably most likely going to be called, especially by this referee.
Yeah, he has set the precedent. Anything close, and it also hurts to slide tackle on turf. So you're going right at the ball. You're not going to be seeing slide tackles as much as you would see on a grass pitch.
No, really good point. Unless you want to have a collection of raspberries up your leg, it's certainly not as friendly.
Right. That's if you're a slide tackler and you like to do it on turf, you're going to figure out right away if your shin guards still work.
That is true.
Slide tackling is so difficult too, right? Because the ref is looking for, did you get the ball first or did you get the leg first? Even if you meant to get the ball first, if you get leg, it's a foul, and if you go right at the leg, even though you were meaning to go for the ball, that's when you can get the yellow card called on you.
Yeah, I think that's really important, and don't forget, I think that a lot of times some of the gamesmanship involves the players learning how to sell to the referee that maybe they were fouled when perhaps the foul didn't occur.
There you go. That was more of a lead pass than a flop. But and it's the old basketball adage too: is there too much flopping in the NBA? I don't know, it's part of the game. It's how the game has always been played, a little bit more than 50 years ago, but until they changed the rule. Cuckoo wants the call. I disagree with him. I think it was just a clean steal, and the ref agrees, and we play on it.
Yeah, it's part of the game. Completely agree with that.
And the other thing, too, is do you really want to call 10 fouls for each team? Do you really want non-stop free kicks? I mean, you can call that, but there are some things that, as long as you're consistent with it, you don't need to call 10 fouls on each team. But if you don't call something, it can get worse and worse as the match progresses.
Well, and I think that when you kind of see this situation where you've got two teams coming out with high energy levels, they both want this, but it's a controlled aggression. There's nothing going on out here that's wild or unruly, and I think that the ref has kind of identified that and is largely letting them play. as
New
I
ref
said.
on the pitch. It'll be a throw-in when we resume play. Leo Posada listed as a forward on the roster. Bovey, good job avoiding the handball. It was that close for the Eagles committing it. Meanwhile, stolen away by the man off the bench in Newton. And we talked about physics, partner. Is his middle name Isaac?
The Newton family line can go quite a ways back. The Eagles are really pressing on defense.
Right.
And doing a good job of it.
Well, that's the thing, right? If PSG has had injury problems, you force them to beat you because they're not at 100%. Now, if they're 100% healthy and they're better at you and they're quicker, then you get more, conservative and you go more in a zone defense look. But if they're injured, you can play tough man-to-man and force them to do tough crosser passes.
I think that you see that right away with the Eagles' strategy here, and that is to try to put the pressure on and make some of this shuffled lineup perform.
A couple of substitutions in for the Eagles, as that'll be it for Cuckoo. And I'm surprised, partner. He seemed like he was their best player. He must be a little banged up from a couple minutes ago when he fell to the pitch.
He may very well be. I'm really impressed. Nobody on either team is really looking particularly winded, and most surprisingly from the Eagles, without many subs until now, that they've been working so hard and not really showing any signs of feeling it.
Collier after it, close to a handball, but they say it hit off the knee of Andrew Lopez, and we play on.
Conditioning is such a big component of preparation for this game, and I know that both teams take a great deal of pride in getting their players prepared for this type of action.
Because ideally you want to run as much as possible. Obviously you cannot, no opponent and no player is a robot. You can't just run, you can't sprint for 90 minutes straight. But how much conditioning do you have to keep up those high or moderately high energy levels throughout the 90-plus minutes? Corner kick. See if the Eagles improve. Their first one was not so good. Better. The wind might have taken that too. If there was no wind, it might have gone a little bit higher.
Yeah, there was quite a gust of wind right at the time, and it looks like in this opportunity the wind died down, but they played it more conservative.
We did a lot of USL2, the United Soccer League. So if you're not that familiar with soccer, if you want to get to MLS, well, play Champions League and then get older, and then as you're a 35-year-old, you sign with an MLS team. But if you can't make it to Champions League and then play MLS when you're older, there's MLS. As here's a shot and blocked by PSG. Lead pass out in front, no one home. And PSG will steal this one. Solario called for it, but remember, you cannot touch it with your hands if it's kicked by your teammate. But what I was saying, to make the MLS, there's MLS, and to make the analogy to baseball, you have USL Champions, which is kind of like AAA. Then you have USL 1, right, which is like AA. Then you have USL 2. So after high school, you play college. Hopefully you play D1, and then in the summer you can play USL 2, USL 1. And then if you're really, really good, you want to drop out of your full ride scholarship, you can start playing USL Champions or maybe get signed to an MLS team.
Sure, and I think that particularly at this age group, I think that there are still a lot of aspirations to be able to, not be told necessarily that it's time to not be able to play anymore.
At the boundary. Yep, if you're ever wondering, hey, my team's USL Champions, what does that mean? That's like a AAA team. Kind of like American Hockey League. Chance right now, and couldn't get the shot on net. Beautiful defense by the Eagles, covered up by the keeper and Connor Riddle.
was a great opportunity there by PSG, and they didn't hesitate. But like you said, Kyle, good defense and good attentiveness by the goalkeeper.
Another substitution coming in for Paris Saint-Germain. As it'll be Xavier Catalan coming back into the match. So last year, Chicago Nation of the United Premier Soccer League, they had a transfer from Britain. He's lived in America the last 5 years. And we asked him, all right, I got to know, is it a field or a pitch? Is it a game or a match? And he says, it's a football pitch and it's a football match. Never soccer, never field.
Good point. Good point. Definitely football. I think that anybody who understands the origins and the roots, that's a good field goal there. Oh, well, there you go. That's timely with our conversation. But yeah, there's definitely a difference between football and American football.
Right, but he grew up in Britain. It's a football match. And it's a football pitch. It's never a field, and you never use the word soccer terminologies when you're in Great Britain.
Well, duly noted about the pitch. That one was unbeknownst to me.
And it's a match. It's never a game.
Well, we've got quite a match today.
Yeah. Two substitutions coming in for the Eagles. They're making sure, both coaches are making sure that their players are nice and fresh and not being overworked today.
Yeah, especially as we've noted that the energy levels are high here. This is an intense game, and I think that the Eagles kind of brought that out onto the field a little bit, and PSG's done a nice job of matching it. But the coaches want to make sure that these players don't wear themselves out.
Line drive kick. What a beautiful pass, as it's right on target. Maybe a little too much velocity on it, but it was sent forward over to Mubayed. And it's stolen away briefly by the Eagles. Trying to get it back is PSG at the touchline, and then kicked out just before it was going to be a corner kick. It'll be a throw-in right on target. Double team action. Trying to clear are the Eagles. They do, and they gain about 15 meters on the play, but throw-in coming up for PSG.
Boy, what a tremendous opportunity there with that lead-in kick, and it just didn't quite materialize. A little bit too much velocity, like you mentioned.
That's got to be a foul. Yeah. Can't get away with that one. In fact, that was a little close to a yellow card, but he was starting to fall down as the push happened. If he hadn't started to fall down at all, it probably would have been a yellow.
He went down hard, and there was no need for a flop there.
Definitely did, yeah.
That was as authentic as it comes.
Right, that was definitely not a flop. That was a push. But he was starting to fall down, so that's why it's not a yellow card. It's going to be, these refs are very chill, too. I would be kind of shocked if we had a yellow. And like I said, it's turf, so you're not going to see as many slide tackles anyways. Usually when you see yellow cards, it's when slide tackles happen. Not all the time, but...
They're allowing some contact, and so far that seems to be a part of this game, and it's contributing nicely.
It's interesting though. Soccer gets the old slogan, "The beautiful game," but when I talked to the Brit, he said it's a match. So is it the beautiful match, or is it still a game? I don't know. Just those little isms of soccer, football, I should say.
Yes, you want to be accurate. Always football.
And of course, American football actually originated from rugby, as that centering pass, trying to redirect it with the head, but couldn't. It's always interesting how American football got its name when it came from rugby. You can kick the ball in rugby, but it's a very different game from soccer. As that's kicked away, throw in coming up.
To add to the isms, there's no such thing as a soccer team or a football team. It's a football club.
Football. Football club, right? Tap pass. So PSG, they've had some opportunities the last 5 minutes. What have they done in terms of adjustments with their midfielders and forwards?
Well, they've been bringing everybody up a little bit more, and I think that they've been attacking with deeper passes.
Yeah, forcing the D to either clear it quickly or kick it out of bounds. That's a handball, by the way. That was so blatant that the Eagles didn't even rebuttal. When it's that blatant and you can't even argue your case, you know it's just time to back 10 yards and get ready for the free kick.
You're just preparing yourself and getting your defense ready. You know you're not going to win that argument.
Might be an injury as Pedro Nakaski-Rios falls down. Gafo Okuku looking to come back in. That's what makes travel soccer fun. You can sub, but then you can re-sub, which is, of course, different from USL2 and other upper levels of soccer. PSG maintaining their attack. Crosser. That shot blocked. Good job blocking it by Scott Murray. He hasn't had the ball a lot today, Kevin, but when he's got it, he has made the most of it.
Yes, and the Eagles have responded to just about all of the challenges on defense. They're playing a strong defense.
At the 30-yard line. Here comes Cuckoo. Lead pass. He was offside.
Oh.
I don't agree with the call. I understand the call. I don't agree with it. But then again, the fact that 22 was not worried about 9 makes me think, well, the official's closer than I am to the play. He's looking at the play the entire time. Maybe I want to second guess and change my mind. Offside for the Eagles is Mats Fitzicom. Not worried about the play was Villanueva.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You could almost get a sense that Hernandez was trying to time it a little bit, but unfortunately, and I think that the refs had the better angle there, it just didn't work out for him to be able to hang back just long enough.
And you know, you talk about the purists, right? Baseball finally decided to have the pitch clock. And there were a lot of purists, myself included, that was against it.
Yep.
But now I start to see the advantage of it. We already have this yellow line. We have yellow lines all over the pitch, right? If we get a huge, bold red line, like a blue line in hockey, the red line would be the offsides line. Would that really change the game of soccer?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think that, it would take some getting used to. And, as we know, when it comes to traditions, it's hard to invent new traditions, if you will. But sometimes it takes that a little bit of courage.
I think the issue is, as human beings, we're very habitual people. The changing of the guard is not something we always go in full willingly. But we think about the pitch clock and how ratings have gone up for Major League Baseball, how the younger generation is more interested in it than ever before. Would the same thing happen for soccer, or football, I should say? Would the American population, if we change the rules of the offside call and make it easier to understand offside, would more Americans watch the game of soccer?
Well, I think the answer to that is no, because I don't think that the rule of offsides really affects the same as pace of play and length of games and your ability to tune into the game. But it would, I would agree, make it very clear what's allowable, what's not, and would be easier to digest for the fans. Absolutely.
Would it make it fanship, being a fan of soccer, would it make it easier on the fans? Here's a steal, chance for PSG. Eagles have to get back quickly. Lead pass, and covering it up quickly is Riddle. But if you had the big red line as the offsides line, what would that do to the game of soccer? But there's purists that don't want that to happen. As it's It's in the corner. PSG, were they able to kick it before the corner? Whew, man, that's as close as possible before a corner being awarded. Gafu Kuku, man, he is all over the pitch today. Creating havoc. Throw in by Kuku. And that's a header going the wrong direction.
He is, we commented about early in the game about how the Eagles came out with a high level of intensity. And while I think that generally the rest of the team has kind of curbed back some, Kuku has not. He is actually, especially after that momentary breather, has subbed back in and is right back at his antics of being all over the field and causing a lot of disruption.
A lot of substitutions coming in for the Eagles.
Many fresh legs. The coach must have overheard us.
Header.
Kuku stays in the game, though. The match.
Now I'm second guessing myself because it still goes by the mantra of the beautiful game. But when I talked to the Brit, he said soccer match, football match.
Well,
got to remember he's from Britain. No soccer.
Yeah, fortunate for us, we're not in Britain right now, so I think we're allowed.
We're allowed?
Yeah.
But I thought we're supposed to be football purists. We're not allowed to say field and soccer and.
Well, we'll have to take to the chat and see if anybody from across the pond is watching, and they could enlighten us. We are talking about a blue line.
That's why, I think you would have to have a different color than hockey. Obviously, hockey has the blue line. Would you have something unique to soccer, like a purple or red line or something? It would make the game more easy to understand. The pitch clock didn't really make the game more easy to understand. It just sped up the game.
Mm-hmm.
Would having the red line lead to more goals being scored? Some people that don't like soccer are like, oh, it's so hard to score, and there's this offsides rule that nobody really understands and questions. Can we simplify this game so that more scoring happens? And that's the age-old question. If we change the offside call or change how it is called with a red line, how would that change the game?
Well, I think it would put the pressure on defenders and defensive strategy to probably play a little bit more conservative with your defensive players. And what that does is that's going to contribute to a little bit less intensity, moving the ball up the field.
Then you'd have to be more cognizant of cherry pickers, because obviously if they're 2 feet back of you, always offside, I don't have to worry about him. But he's 2 feet back of me, but he's in front of the red line.
Sure.
So he's still onside. Just like in hockey, they got rid of the two-line pass. So you can stay right at the blue line, get the pass, and now you have an odd man rush. But that was the key. They got rid of the two-line pass, and it made more rushes in hockey more prevalent. Free kick awarded as it's a foul called. Kuku not happy about it. They haven't called a lot of fouls, Kevin, the last 10 minutes. They've let him play. Left-footed boot. Header. Is that shot? Oh, almost. It almost went off Nikoski's foot into the back of the net, but luckily Riddle was able to save it.
Wow, what a great shot.
Caden Mabuya
by
is 23.
Osorio. Was that Osorio who took the shot?
Osorio's 24 of the Eagles.
Okay, got it. Who did whose foot did that come off of?
It went off to Nikoski.
Okay, Nikoski, that was a heck of a left-footed kick, and the goalie had a great recovery there.
It was kicked by Mubayed, and then Nikoski went off his foot. It was almost an own goal. Riddle able to make the save. It's tough, man, when they give us the starters an hour before game time. He's onside, by the way, this time kicked away. And that was an interesting decision by Solario. And Kevin, you wonder why he did that, because the last time he cheated up and went all in with the hands, he dropped it. This time he cheats up, goes all in on the ball, and kicks it away. And you're wondering, is he starting to second-guess himself? I can't use my hands anymore, now I got to rely on my legs.
Definitely an adjustment.
Header. Oh, what a beautiful header. That was tough, right? It bounced off the pitch. And he was able to head it, and he was able to head it forward on a pass. Great lead pass. Centered. Cuckoo steals. So many efficient minutes by number 10 of the Eagles.
He really does seem to be all over the field today, doesn't he?
This time, Solario will use his hands. And a beautiful underhand ball. If he was a bowler, that'd be a strike.
That was nice. I think that he's going to try and vary it up here for you. Keep you guessing on what his approach is going to be on outlet.
So it was a late push by Christopher Lopez that allowed the substitution. So they played advantage. It's a throw-in. The question is, if you're an Eagles fan, would you prefer the throw-in there, Kevin, or would you prefer the free kick? Because it was clearly a push by number 11 of PSG.
Well, I think that your throw-in allows you to set a little bit better, but a free kick can get the engines revving even quicker. But speak no more. Cuckoo's already there revving his engine.
Ooh, that's close. Was that a foul inside the 18-yard box? PSG argues it's a flop.
Wonder if we could take a look at that again.
Yeah, we're going to watch it right now. So here's the throw-in. Cuckoo's after it. It's a nice wide shot. A little elbow, maybe. I don't know. It looked like Cuckoo was starting to fall down.
It didn't look overt. It did not look overt. I think that the Eagles kind of demonstrated a little bit there that the throw-in allowed them to be able to get it to the guy that they wanted it to go to, and Cuckoo, and make a charge. It's very hard to tell if that was a foul.
He's starting to fall down before any contact's made. But at that point, if you're the ref, you just say, even if you're touched, it's not going to impact your shot anyways because you're already falling down.
Yep. Yeah, that would be a tremendous gift to give a free kick in that zone there.
Because it's a PK, because it's in the box.
Yep. So the refs, I think, wisely kind of stood down on that.
And the problem with that, too, Kevin, is if you call a foul there, anything close to that, you have to call a foul the rest of the match. And then it gets to the point of, okay, are we going to call 20 fouls today?
Yep.
And making the analogy to hockey, how many power plays are we going to issue? Another chance for the Eagles. Lead pass. Cuckoo, he scores! Gafoo Cuckoo gets it into the back of the net. Beautiful lead pass delivered by Asher Barton. And just like that, the first goal of the match goes the way of the Eagles.
That was tremendous execution by the Eagles. The lead pass was about as good as it's going to get. And the name should not surprise us that's called Cuckoo. Got to the ball and gave a tremendous boot. And where did it wind up? Right in the back of the net. And so, as some of our chatters have predicted, that there might be a 1-0 score by half, that is exactly where we're at now because the Eagles have struck with that opportunity.
We wondered not if Cuckoo was going to score, but when. He's just been all over the pitch today. And what a goal by Cuckoo.
That was a great execution on the lead pass, and then Cuckoo was right where he needed to be, got there, and it was a really amazing kick to drive into the back of the net.
I mean, this is a tough Eagles team. They only lost 1-0 to the number 1 overall seed, by the way, in Pool A, who has a 10-0 goal differential, but they only lost 1-0 to them. It just shows you how tough this Eagles team is. For PSG, they've had their opportunities, partner. But when you can't get those crossers and you can't be consistent with them, that corner, header try, no one home to head it in, and it's cleared by PSG. But when you can't capitalize on your opportunities and you're trying to play nothing the entire day, eventually you get bitten on defense.
Yeah, this has largely been an evenly played match, but I think that where there's a difference is that the opportunities have been capitalized upon, or at least taken advantage of, by the Eagles a little bit better, to your point, and one of them resulted in a goal, so we've got a 1-0 game. Match.
If you're on the YouTube chat, let us know. Are you a game or a match guy? Are you a soccer or a football guy? And are you a pitch or a field guy?
Pitch or a field? I would like to know what the outcome of that poll is.
See, when I played rugby, it was always pitch. And rugby originates from soccer. And American football originates from rugby.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Then pitch it is. And we won't confuse it with baseball pitching.
Now, if you are going to do a game for us in Joliet, so when we do Steel City, they play on a baseball field. They play at Julian Healthcare Field in the Midwest Premier League. So,
how does the layout on a baseball field?
They use most of the outfield. And then some of the free kicks are actually, because it's all turf at Julian Healthcare. And so some of the free kicks are actually on the pseudo dirt.
Huh.
The painted dirt, if you will.
Kind of reminds me of the old days of Candlestick Park, watching football games, true American American football games, going across the baseball diamond. Back in the day when sports teams could share a facility, and as we talked about earlier today, those days just no longer exist.
And I think for good reason. There were a lot of Dolphins fans that were not happy they were sharing it with the Marlins at Old Pro Player Stadium. That's kicked away. See how much extra time that the ref awards. Probably not much. I mean, we've had substitutions, but no real injuries. There really hasn't been a lot of stoppages, not a lot of free kicks.
No, the refs have let this game play on, and I think that it's been good for the game because neither team is really exploiting that with dirty play.
Throw-in awarded, as it was a lead pass. Last touch by the Eagles. And that'll do it for the first half. Gafoa Kuku, the difference maker in this one. The assist awarded to Asher Barton. That's where we stay right now, partner. It's a 1-0 lead for the Eagles. Connor Riddle working on a 1-0 clean sheet. What adjustments can PSG Academy do to force a 1-1 draw or possibly get a 2-1 victory?
Well, I think that they want to keep the pressure on bringing the ball up the field and communicating and managing their executions and players being where they need to be. And I think that that'll help them, give them a chance to capitalize on more opportunities.
We're going to take a break. More action coming up next. We'll evaluate our stats, let you know the stats
If you
of the
give your
first half
PIN
here
or
on SBS,
password
the
over the
Broadcasting
phone, you
Network
might as
for
well
everyone.
wallpaper your room with cash. Why don't you just use $1 bills?
Okay, these will come right off. It's just hot glue. The thing will take it back, right? Here you go. Careful, careful.
Oh no, something spilled over here.
Bienvenue à la Paris Saint-Germain Academy.
Allez Paris.
The broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, it started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel.
And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting.
Bienvenue à la Paris Saint-Germain Academy.
Allez Paris.
should start once he blows it. You have the clock running. Back to the action. Kyle Smith alongside Kevin Macy. 1-0 lead thanks to the efforts of Gafoa Cuckoo. That's where we stand right now, partner. And unless PSG made the adjustments at halftime, it could be a 1-0 upset victory for the Eagles today.
Yeah, we'll see what they come out with. You'll see if those adjustments have been made, and we'll also see if the Eagles can keep up that intensity, because that's not something that you want to let go of. And we know that Cuckoo with the kickoff, we'll keep an eye on him too. Number 10 is probably going to be furthering himself all over the field like he did in the first half.
Yeah, he is a handful, isn't he, partner? As they switch ends, it's covered up by Solario. We'll see if this end works out better for PSG Academy.
Oh, and he gave you one more there with the punt. So
look at that pass. What a beauty. And it actually went to the wrong man. It was intended for the midfielder, but it actually went to the forward in Gutierrez. Meanwhile, stolen by Cuckoo. So far, he's our man of the match. Look at that.
Little fancy footwork there.
He stops the ball, then resets all by himself to create separation. This is some real-time soccer.
Yeah, I think he answered the question about whether he was going to maintain that level of intensity. Cuckoo certainly has.
Right, and it's not just intensity, it's skill. He is the best man on the pitch right now, and it's not really close.
No, he's standing out for sure.
Live stats brought to you by SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone.
The ball went up the sideline there, and that was probably one of the first times that we actually saw quite a bit of pushing in hands, and yet still these refs are letting these teams play.
We started right at 5 o'clock. It's now 6:04. Early on in the second half, lead pass by Murray.
Cuckoo.
Over to Cuckoo again. Look at that. Great separation. Oh, just barely deflected that time by Leonel Hernandez and then cleared by PSG. But what a move by Cuckoo, almost putting this game away by himself.
The man of the match. And, you know, I think the one thing that really stands out to me on that play is that he still stayed on top of that ball and was following up yet still to see if there was a chance for a tap in there when the defender had it. So Cuckoo is not giving up on any effort on this field at all. It's really impressive to watch. More pushing.
As that's cleared away. So we're going to have first half stats for you in a second, brought to you by our interns today.
Our ref definitely intervened there. He wanted to make sure that the throw-in by PSG was from the appropriate spot, and he wanted to make sure he asserted his authority there. So while it's not in the form of foul calling necessarily, the refs are certainly on top of this game.
Lead pass, and here comes PSG. You'd like to get a through ball near the box if you're a PSG fan. That was a little crosser, but easily read by Riddle. And Riddle hasn't had to do a lot today, partner, but when he's needed to make big save, he's stepped at the table in a big way for the Eagles.
Yes, he has. And, you know, I think that we talked about trying to up the intensity a little bit from PSG standpoint, and they seem to have done that. And we're going to see if they could keep this up and see if they could have some more penetration. It looks like on this side of the field is where the attacks are taking place, and Diaz really demonstrated some ultra aggressive play there on the far sideline.
Over to Scott Murray. He'll have a free kick. It'll be a left-footed boot for Murray. And what do you want to do if you're the Eagles? Try to put this one away by setting something up for Cuckoo, or just be a little conservative, play a little monkey in the middle, and force PSG to have a tough crosser and centering pass for the goal?
Well, I don't think that they have to take any unnecessary risks, but when you have somebody playing at the level that Cuckoo is playing, you can throw the ball upfield and get it up there and not feel like it's...
That shot, oh my goodness, what a beautiful save delivered by Riddle. The shot was by Gutierrez, but Riddle says, I don't think so. And that's going to be a foul. Are they going to call a yellow card? Hernandez not happy with himself. In frustration, he falls to the pitch. It's not the first time that Cuckoo has fallen to the pitch either, Kevin. Earlier in the match, he fell down, and this time he was hit in the face.
Well, that comes with the territory of being just about everywhere and being there with a high level of intensity. But can we hope that both these players are all right, but can we go back to that save by Riddle?
Yeah,
I mean,
that was a fabulous
of his
save.
left arm to make sure that that ball didn't get through. That was quite an impressive reaction there. It's a good sign to see at least Cuckoo stand up. I think we had a collision of heads there on the header attempt.
Yeah, it was just great job with the outstretched arm of Riddle to make that save.
That's exactly the kind of effort. If you're trying to keep pace with your players on the field as a goalkeeper, that's going to work well in tandem. That's exactly what they needed at that moment. Otherwise, we're looking at a tie game.
So it'll be a free kick awarded for the Chicago Eagles. Left-footed boot coming up for Murray.
And we haven't talked about Brian Alvarez much today, and I think that he was going to be the answer to Cuckoo a little bit for PSG, and let's see what he can bring.
That's a loose ball and cleared by Xavier Catalan. And we'll see what the Eagles can do without Cuckoo. You know, the old commercial was, I'm Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and for the Chicago Eagles, they're Cuckoo for Gafoa today.
Yeah, they are. They are. I don't think that the last time that he was absent from the field for a few minutes that there was much as far as team continuity,
right.
But there is that standout presence of being all over the field. The Eagles really play together well as a team, and PSG does also. I think the PSG is just working through the rotation of missing some key players due to injuries, but they've done a nice job of overcoming that, and they're right in this game, as evidenced by that almost match-tying shot on goal a few moments ago. Here's another one.
Yeah, we'll call it a shot. He went right at the keeper. I don't know if he was intending to shoot it, but it definitely is a shot. It goes off the fingertips of Connor Riddle, and a corner kick awarded. It's such a tough shot, partner. It's almost at point-blank range. Obviously, as a keeper, you'd love to catch it. That's what the gloves are made for, but at point-blank range like that, hard to maintain the save. It becomes a corner kick and a left-footed boot. Line drive kick, and it goes off the side of the net. It's just so hard to do anything with that line drive kick, Kevin. It's not high enough to head. It's hard to kick because it's coming so fast at you. The only thing you can really do on those line drive kicks is what Wayne Rooney made look easy, the bicycle kick.
Yeah, I'm not sure if maybe that's Diaz was trying to put a little bit of curve on the ball maybe there, but I think that loft is probably going to be your best bet when you're trying to give yourself some opportunities.
Another substitution for the Eagles. So how about this, partner? According to our interns, 6 shots for the Eagles, 4 of them from Gafoa Kuku.
Not surprising. Not surprising one bit.
2 shots for Bahena, 2 for Cardelavescu, and 1 for Charles Newton. 6 total shots in that first half for the Eagles. 1 by Asher Barton, 1 by Posada. And let's talk a little about Asher Barton. He's played a good game. He had the assist on Kuku's goal. He's just not as good as Gafoa Kuku has been today.
Well, I think that all the Eagles are out there and they're fulfilling their roles. I don't think that everybody in the blue uniform is going to necessarily be able to necessarily perform like Kuku, but they are performing to their utmost of abilities, and it shows because the scoreboard is showing a 1-0 lead right now. But nothing that is cinched away just yet, and PSG is still demonstrating that they're interested and willing their way to a tie game.
Not only were they 4 shots by Kuku, but according to our interns today, they were all on goal. The epitome of a great soccer player, your shots are also on goal. The goalie has to touch it, otherwise it goes into the back of the net.
And here's...
Yep. Just a little tap pass. His pressing was Fitzicom. He's had a fairly quiet game.
That would have been one of those opportunities where the Eagles really would have wanted to see Kuku in the game.
Little lead pass and sending it over to Alvarez. We talked about him, partner. He's been very quiet today. Give and go action.
Yep.
And offside called against the Eagles. It's the 3rd time today that Fitzicom's been called for offside.
I think the Eagles have successfully game planned to kind of keep Alvarez contained, and so far that seems to have worked. I don't know, what the explanation is, but so far Alvarez has been quiet.
Posada will check back in, as will Leonel Hernandez. Remember, Hernandez and Kuku both hit each other. Hernandez accidentally hit Kuku, and then Hernandez fell to the pitch, so they both had to exit briefly. Entered concussion protocol. Both players fine. That shot just a little bit wide. It was delivered by Collier. He had some big minutes early on in the match, was fairly quiet the last 10 minutes of the first half, and he is back in a big way right now for PSG Academy, but just missed the net. It's a nice shot, partner, but when you don't get on the net, it's almost like it didn't happen.
Yeah, well, but I think that these count. These matter. PSG is certainly taking their stabs, and I think that they want to keep this up if they want to have an opportunity to even up this game.
High arching kick. Both players going after it. It's that battle you need to watch out for between Fitzicom and Villanueva. Villanueva always knows where Fitzicom is on the pitch, because every time Fitzicom thinks he has a breakaway, the official says, no, you're cheating, that's offside. And Villanueva says, yep, I knew exactly the whole time.
Well, further proof we need the blue lines.
The blue or the red lines, right? Are they going to call offside or handball? I don't know, looked like it might have touched Asher Barton's elbow. I don't know if he was offside, because it looked like there was a defender in front of him. The only thing I might have seen was handball. What did you see?
The call must have been a handball.
I don't know. You didn't see offside, did you?
No.
No. Usually it's only offside when you get that through ball and the forward thinks he's onside. He cherry picks a little bit. And then the nearest ref, the side judge, says, no, you were offside. Very rarely do you see offside where the action just stops and then restarts. Goal kick coming up. let's give credit to Connor Riddle, too. He has the clean sheet right now. It's been a team effort. Cuckoo has been the man of the match. You know, Kevin, in hockey, they do the 3 stars. If today, for soccer, we want to do the 3 stars, who would yours be?
Well, I think that I would want to wait to see who actually what the final outcome of the game is, but I think Cuckoo stands out for sure, and Riddle, and I think that the Eagles have demonstrated as a team that they can get a collective 3rd star. They have played together as a team here today.
That's a shot. Well played by Riddle. The only way you were going to score on him was top shelf, far post. It missed the net. If it was on net, it probably would have been saved anyway by Riddle. He's doing a good job. He has foreskew to score and kick it perfectly over his outstretched arms. That's all you can ask for as a goalkeeping coach, asking your GK to force the opposition to score a perfect goal.
Yeah, no, Riddle has done that. He is he's all over the protecting his goal, and he gets off the ground quite a bit there on his leaps, and he can protect high, low, off to the side. So he's kind of like a Kakua in the net.
You know, my 3 stars would be similar to you. Cuckoo, Riddle. Here's a chance, and that shot very wide. Was it touched by the Eagles? They say no. There's Cuckoo again. No surprise there. The last 30 minutes of the match, you need your best player back into the pitch.
Yeah, let's hope he's feeling all right and successfully passed the concussion protocol. But he looks eager to get back out there, and I'm sure that we'll notice the difference, too, when he is.
Fitzicom again. And Fitzicom, that shot just a little bit high. It was actually by Asher Barton. Fitzicom had it most of that opportunity, and then late in the opportunity, Barton got it.
A little bit of tentativeness there, as opposing to what we have been seeing on the other side with Connor Riddle. A little bit of tentative there in the goal there, and I think that could be concerning because you don't want to give up a chance of going down 2-0.
Well, that was the thing, right? We talked about it earlier in the match when he was not able to handle that ball that fell out of his lap. Since then, he has only used his feet. He very rarely picks it up with his hands. That shot by Cuckoo, very high. But yeah, when you're a goalkeeper and you know for a fact that it wasn't a pass from your teammate, you go out there and you grab it with both hands. So you got to stay in your box. Can't grab it with your hands outside the box. But yeah, you're right. He was like kind of in no man's land. Do I cheat up? Do I stay between the pipes? You have to be, you got to be more succinct and make your decisions quicker as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, as a goalkeeper, you do not have the luxury of reflecting very much. It's basically pure instinct.
And the problem with soccer is you give up one goal, that might be it. It's not like hockey where you might win the game 3-2 or 4-3. PSG, they've had opportunities, but not a lot of them. Meanwhile, according to our interns, anytime there's a shot on goal, it's usually because it's off the foot of Gafoa Cuckoo. Barton with the pass over to Murray. Murray gets it back. Murray kicks it to himself beautifully, but he was off. It was out of bounds.
While it's true,
as Murray says, I almost got you, but I was out of bounds.
While it's true that Cuckoo has gotten the shots on goal, I don't know if it should overshadow the effort of this Eagles team playing together collectively as a unit. I think that's allowed for him to be able to break free the way that he has and to be able to have those opportunities that he's made the most of because of his extreme talent. But a great team effort so far by the Eagles. And I think PSG is doing the same thing.
My third star would probably be Adrian Bahena. As much as I want to give all 3 to the Eagles, it's only a 1-0 game, so there's a reason it's this close of a final score. You know, some good defense by PSG. Not great. There's been some opportunities where Solario had no chance. Like the one that Cuckoo scored, Not even Tim Howard could have saved that shot.
No. Gee, still some tentativeness there, still in goal, and that was that could have been dangerous there with an Eagles forward right there by the goal.
Yeah, you got to have confidence in anything you do in life, but especially in soccer. If you don't have confidence between the pipes as a goalkeeper and you're tentative and you can't make quick decisions, it comes to bite you, because there are times if you cheat up and get that ball and kick it away from the opposition, not only did you kick it away from the opposition, but you do create an odd man rush the other way because some forwards might have cheated up to get that ball. Sure. You kick it away from them, and now you have more forwards than the opposing team has midfielders to oppose.
Sure. Excellent point. You know, a lot of people think the goalkeeper is just a part of the defense, but it's just as much of a part of the offensive attack as that.
Right, but that comes into play when a team gets overly aggressive. And that's where conditioning and speed comes into play. If you have a lot of speed and conditioning on your team, you can cheat up than other teams because you can get back quicker. Recovery speed, right? If you lack recovery speed as a team, you can't cheat up as much with your forwards and cheat up with your midfielders. And that's where game film comes into play, knowing the recovery speed, knowing the speed of your opposition, when you can cheat up and when you can't. Obviously, when you're down 1-0 in the 80th minute, you have no choice but to cheat up. But if you're down 1-0 in the 60th minute, you can still be a little conservative.
Yeah, and I just can't help but think that those injuries that Paris Saint-Germain is dealing with is not having some kind of an effect on...
It definitely is. And when your players are injured, you can't practice together.
Yep.
Because the more pressure you put on that hurt hamstring, the worse it gets. So you can't practice with your hurt hamstring. Okay. PSG wants a call. It's the same thing. I think they're falling to the pitch, and then there might be a push.
And these refs are letting the action take place.
That has been the precedent set. He just fell down. I mean, you watch it one more time, Kevin. It's in front. It's going for the ball. He just fell down.
Oh, yeah. Well, the coaching staff is trying to get any edge that they can.
Well, I
get.
mean, that's the gamesmanship of it. You try to plead your case, and the ref starts to second-guess himself. You make the analogy to baseball. Even if you know going into your coffin that was strike 3 on the black, and the umpire says, "I don't think so, Blue," you start to second-guess yourself, and the same thing goes with a soccer ref.
Well, I don't know if that's going to be necessarily successful with this particular ref, as he was kind of highlighting that he's refereed some high-level.
Yeah, he's a very good one.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's the human element. That's why we love reffing, because if we brought in robots, here's the thing: you bring in a robot, it's still created by humans. Chance that shot and it was partially deflected by the Eagle. You bring in a robot ump or a ref, they're created by humans, but they're created by 10 or 20 programmers. So it's basically like 20 people that are reffing at the same time. Is that shot a little bit high?
Well, yeah, with rules and parameters and no emotion. Right. Speaking to your point earlier, is that sometimes that chirping a little bit might not be effective on that one call because it's not going to be reversed or second thought, but maybe on the next time maybe the ref will think that there might be a little bit of consideration there. So yeah, it's I think that the referee component is always a good part of the game, and the players do well when they just consider it to just be part of the game.
That shot, and a little bit wide. More substitutions, and the Eagles desperately need them as they look a little gassed right now on defense.
Yeah, this is the first time actually in today's match that the Eagles have started to show some signs of slowing down. Even we're not seeing Cuckoo run around quite as actively as he was, but they're getting a workout in this second half because Paris Saint-Germain is on the attack. They want to even this match up.
Kicked over to the 35-yard line. Don't go anywhere. The post-game show brought to you by SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone. We'll either get Cuckoo or possibly a PSG player. As of right now, but things could change. Maybe PSG ties it up.
Well, what do you think is more valuable, that one on the scoreboard, or the fact that Riddle has pitched a shutout and he's done it with quite an effort?
Well, you get the 3 points. That's what makes soccer so beautiful in a tournament. You get 3 points for a win, not 2 in hockey. So the win is so much more valuable than the draw. And me and Bob have always argued about this, is if you lose a couple of pool play games and you're tied 1-1, my theory is you need to be over. That's a push, by the way. It'll be a foul against Paris Saint-Germain.
I think that one had no choice.
Yeah. Now, Luis Gutierrez was shaking his head. I don't know if he was shaking his head at the ref or shaking the head at himself. Might be the latter more than the former. But what I was saying is, when you start to lose games in pool play or your regular season, in soccer especially, it's more advantageous to be overly aggressive on offense when you're tied, because the 3 points is so much more valuable than the 1. That's what makes soccer tournaments so interesting to watch. And in minor soccer tournaments, when there's only 4 teams in pool play, like the World Cup, when you lose your first 2 games, you got to win your third one.
Yeah, it certainly changes the dynamics of your strategy within the game, right?
When will hockey ever switch to 3 points? I don't think so. I think it's always going to be 2. That would make it more interesting, though, right? Like, if you lose in overtime, you only get 1 point. If you win in overtime, you get 3. Maybe in the NHL, we could switch it to like 3 points and 1.5 points for an overtime loss. It would make it more interesting, though.
You're losing your purity as the match is going on, coming up with all kinds of ideas.
I have all these ideas, but I'm not a commissioner, so I can do nothing about these ideas, right? I'm the armchair soccer man, the armchair hockey man. I'm like that guy who's 35 years old and lives in his basement. He's like eating his mom's cookies. This is how I want to change the game. Yeah. Left-footed boot. Nobody knows more about sports than the armchair sports person, right?
That's true. That's true. And the radio call-in folks as well.
Corner kick coming up for PSG. Live chat's available. Your favorite MLS, Champions League, or any other soccer memory, feel free to go on the live chat on YouTube or text 330-957-7653. Left-footed boot. Header. Riddle. Oh, it's kicked away by the Eagles. What a kick. Shot. He scores! Goal! The home team, Paris Saint-Germain's Christopher Lopez, after a beautiful play by Scott Murray to bail out his goalkeeper, and then Christopher Lopez says enough is enough and ties it up at 1-1.
You know, you had to get the feeling that while the defense was weakening a little bit, some on the Eagles' end, PSG was keeping that intensity up, and shot after shot on goal, and the big kick goes into the back of the net, and now we've got an even match.
Bob's on the live chat right now. He says, you take the 1 point because you get the draw against the good team.
Well,
I get that. The problem is you only get 1 point regardless. The theory is you want to get the 3 because you get the 3 and the opponent gets 0.
So you thought you were going to win this argument without Bob being here today, but clearly he's going to demonstrate that this argument will still go on.
He came out of the shadows. He's like Batman. I don't know. Go on the live chat, by the way, what you guys think about the 3 points versus the 1. I would love to hear from the soccer purists and the soccer somewhat fans. That's what makes sports great. There's the purists, and then there's the okay fans. And then there's the fans of when I was playing house league baseball, and one of the moms didn't know what ball 4 meant. There's fans of all, right? There's people watching the game of all knowledge bases. Another left-footed boot. That was a beautiful corner they had previous to this one. Let's see if they can do the same thing. Nice hang time. Touch by Riddle. They can't fully clear it, but enough to get it to Cuckoo. Cuckoo. And well played by Luis Gutierrez. The advantage for PSG too, Kevin, they have a lot more size than the Eagles. So on those headers, on corner kicks, it's advantage Chicago, PSG. And what's different from basketball, in a basketball game, to rebound, if you're smaller, you can kind of box out, try to get away with a head check. Not so much in soccer. Any push-off is going to be a foul in the box. Left-footed boot. Hang time's good. Chance, shot. The field goal's good, but not the goal.
Boy, and that shot almost cleared the tall net.
A little bit high.
That was a little high.
As Bob Euchre would say, just a bit high. I can't believe these hitters lay off pitches so close.
What an interesting contrast, though, of how the Eagles started off with such a high level of intensity and seemed to have tapered off. And, you know, now, especially after that game-tying goal, PSG has really picked it up.
Out in front, players falling down. PSG able to clear a little bit, but stolen away by the Eagles. That shot, save, and a beauty by Solario. It was kicked by Urim Suya.
That was a very nice save, and I think that the defensive effort there by the Eagles showed some urgency there. They were not interested, or I'm sorry, Paris Saint-Germain, they were not interested in letting Cuckoo just have his way of going back up and relinquishing that tie game just so quickly.
That shot by Cortez, no one touched it, goal kick. This would hurt if you're an Eagles fan. It looked like you were going to get the 3 points, and the one after you got 0 in your first match, it would really hurt. So what do you want to do if you're the Eagles? You've dominated most of this match, but the last 10 minutes have been clearly advantage PSG, especially with their forwards that are taller than your deep defenders. Do you want to be overly aggressive to get the 3 points, or will you take the 1?
You know, I think that I think to your point, how they're feeling about where they are at in the standings, especially coming off of a loss. They're probably still feeling a little bit of urgency to get a victory. So they're probably going to dial it up a notch if they can dig deep down. And number 10, who's standing at the near sideline here by us, it kind of makes me think about the fact that he's probably going to have to be one of the key players to step it up in order to do that.
Free kick coming up for PSG, wearing the Qatar Airways jerseys today. Deep in their own territory, advantage PSG. All he could do was clear it out of bounds.
Cuckoo appears to be laboring a little bit more than he was during the rest of the game, and so that could be due to the fact that he's sustained a number of injuries, falling to the ground and having to sub out of the game for a period of time 2 times. So that could be a key part of this. The Eagles are going to have to continue playing as a team to try to see if they can turn this shift around of momentum.
Look at that header. If that was intended all the time for Gutierrez, that's a man that might be playing some big-time college soccer in the future. And the ref says, nope, you gotta play the throw in 5 meters back. But hey, like, you know, if you think it went out of bounds there, do the quick throw in so the ref can't call it.
The refs have been on top of that. They're being very stringent about where the throw-ins are taking place.
And that's not really a big advantage when it comes to 12U travel soccer, but once you get into 19U, when you gain 5 meters on a throw-in, it can change the complexion of a game sometimes.
Sure. All the teams are looking for any kind of a edge that they can get.
Right, and that's why being a football ref can be so difficult, because the running back will always place the ball a yard further than he was actually tackled, and then it's up to you and the ref and the side judge to make sure you put the ball exactly where the spot should be. Left-footed boot, decent hang time, header, another one, and then cleared. Not a good one though, and stolen away. Left-footed boot, Riddle with a nice save.
Very nice save again by Riddle.
I don't know what's better, himself as a goalkeeper or the style of his shirt. Look at the stripes, the red and white. He looks like a circus showman in that outfit.
Well, he's doing all the tricks in goal to make sure that he's protecting as best as possible.
Lead pass over to Gutierrez. Try to get past Murray. Murray, did he touch the jersey of Gutierrez? No matter what, it's a throw-in. But I think if you're PSG, you'd rather have the free kick over the throw-in, because that'd be like kind of a pseudo corner kick.
Definitely in this part of the field.
The problem with Eagles, even when they get it, yeah, that was definitely a mistake by Newton. I'm not sure what he was trying to do. You never want to pass it that close to the sideline, especially a line drive pass like that. It's hard to retrieve. Shot blocked by Nikoski Rios. Meanwhile, on the left foot. That's a push, by the way. Oh, man. That one, Kevin, I think the refs missed. Well, no matter what, PSG got it back. Cleared by Murray, but not enough. It's a faraway shot, blocked, no one home to retrieve it, and 2 players falling to the pitch, and the trainers are going to have to enter the pitch. They're playing hard, partner. A lot was happening.
A lot of effort out there on the field, and I think that was what we saw happen there was some hard play and unfortunately a collision of players. Let's hope that they're all right.
Yeah, it sure looked like, you watch it one more time. Yeah, it sure looked like leading with the shoulder was Micaiah Bovey. There was contact from both sides. And that's what makes reffing so difficult. You don't want to award free kicks that close to the box, but if it's a free kick, it's a free kick. You have to call it. And that's why when you're a ref, you have to set the precedent early on. This is what I'm calling, this is what I'm not calling. So that when a play like that happens, fans that know the game, the coaches and the players that know the game, they don't argue that call because it hasn't been called all game. They haven't called that many fouls, so you can understand why it wasn't issued at that point in the match.
Yeah, I think that there's one thing that we can say about these refs is that they've been consistent throughout this game.
And he's able to be pushed up from the pitch. That's Marco Moreno. And there'll have to be a substitution. Catalano back in. Andrew Lopez as well enters the pitch. And the adjustments have definitely been made by PSG Academy. They have shut down Gafo Okuku the last 20 minutes. Meanwhile, for PSG, they've been quicker to the ball. They're stealing it every time Chicago tries to clear. And on their counterattacks, they're getting it done. They also have the advantage at forward, so in terms of size, any header, it's usually advantage PSG.
Yeah, you've been mentioning about the size of the forwards, and there is a stark difference. The height advantage, especially on any headers, it seems to be automatic that it'll go to PSG at this point.
Pass the foot. And Chicago's going to have to be more creative at midfield and defense with their outside backs and center backs, right backs. The straight clearing is not working. They're trying to clear it right up the pitch, and there's a PSG midfielder or forward right in the way to steal it. They're going to have to get some passes off and some offloads. Cuckoo with a beautiful play. No-look pass after stopping the ball. The intensity picking up. As we enter the 83rd minute, both players fall to the pitch. And that's where it comes into play. It's a turf field, so you're not going to see a lot of slide tackles. You got to know where the box is at all times if you're an outside back. At the corner, he fell on his own accord. Was it at the end line? They're going to say foul committed by PSG. a pseudo corner kick. It'll be delivered by Murray as it's getting a little chillier here in Chicago. Murray's a left-footed boot. Still on the turf, up in the air. Chicago gets it back to the last man back in Nikoski Rios. Over to the boundary. Kicked forward. Nice move by Siu. Retrieving it well.
Defense has really turned in a little bit of a night and day difference in how they've been protecting their side of the field the second half. Lots of players going down as the game wears on.
When you play in the Chicagoland area, you're so used to playing soccer in February, March, April, it being so cold out. And now your body has to adjust to it suddenly being 70 and 76. And now you're running up the pitch back and forth. And sometimes you're playing on grass. It's completely different playing on spikes on grass versus playing spikes on turf. And you're playing in cold weather. And now your body has to suddenly adjust. The next day it becomes 72. The previous day was 51. And that's where, you know, some of these hamstring and, you know, getting tired out there, groin problems, that's how they happen.
Sure. And you know, when we talk about the conditioning efforts, you know, when you say there's injuries and teams have to practice together, you know, sometimes that puts a little bit of a hamper on you know, the ability to get the body used to what the weather conditions are, and the way we've been experiencing in Chicago, it's changing almost regularly.
It's so hard to plan your body, you know, to have off-season conditioning, because you do off-season conditioning in the gym where it's the same weather all the time, right? Then you go outside in late February, early March for some outdoor practices, if you can withstand it, and it's 35 degrees outside. And so your body's getting used to that, right? Your body becomes habitual and it gets used to that. Your body heat gets used to that. Then all of a sudden you're running up and down the pitch 72 degrees on turf when you've been playing a lot of matches on grass, because not every soccer team has turf. Mm-hmm. More and more park districts have turf now. It's, you know, that's how injuries happen, because your body's adjusting on the fly to things it's not used to.
And we're seeing it today.
This would be a big tie for PSG Academy. Game they were mostly outplayed. You know, Cuckoo was the star of this match, but his role players were also very good. But the last 10 minutes, give credit to Jorge Valero and this coaching staff for PSG Academy. They made the adjustments, and they put in their tall forwards, and it's been really hard for the Eagles to adjust to that.
Yeah, they did, and it was a stark difference. I mean, I feel like this game is a game of two different halves. The first half was dominated by the Eagles, and I do think that a strong edge has gone to Paris Saint-Germain in the second half.
Kicked away, as was a beautiful play by Barton. Catalano after it. Catalan, I should say, and then Bovey, who should have been called for that foul, but they don't call it. Meanwhile, Paris Saint-Germain's Marco Moreno looking to check back in. You love the intensity and toughness. As we will take a, what? Moreno checking back in. Fitzicom, that's the guy to watch out for. He's had trouble staying on side. At the boundary. And they're going to say a foul committed by PSG.
So the level of urgency is definitely spiked here in the waning moments because neither one of these teams wants to go away with a tie. They want to go get away with the W. And we're going to start seeing some extra effort and also likewise some folks falling to the turf.
Yeah, the precedent has been set. Anytime you're falling down or about to fall down, they're not going to call it. Well, except for that time.
Except for that time.
I'm not too sure about that call because he was about to fall down. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that makes reffing in soccer difficult at times. You have to determine as the nearest ref, even though he's about to fall down, did me going for that ball and potentially hitting leg over ball first, did that impact the play as he's starting to fall down?
Sure. Yeah, especially when there's such a big critical call like this.
Yeah,
you want to make sure that you're not influencing the outcome of a game, potentially.
Did you like that free kick, by the way, Kevin? I was not a fan of it because now you give the ball right back to Chicago Eagles.
It was a big kick, but a little bit too desperate because the chance of that going in is just about nil.
Yeah, unless you're the son of Mr. Beckham. I have not seen Bend It Like Beckham, by the way. Have you?
No, I have not.
Like Keira Knightley's first movies.
But I think that, yeah, you're going to have some superpower abilities to be able to drill that shot from that distance.
And, like, it's one of those things where when you watch soccer on TV, you don't really get how difficult it is until you've actually tried to do exactly what these guys are doing on a soccer pitch at the Champions League level.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the conditioning and the physical strength to be able to endure 45-minute halves of persistently running up and down the field, the body contact, the grind. I mean, there's a lot to be said for the conditioning that's involved.
So here's the question that I want to ask to you. In soccer, they don't like to play golden goal at the World Cup level. It goes to penalty kicks, as a corner kick is awarded to PSG. Would you get rid of the penalty kicks or push the PKs back to make it easier on the goalkeeper, or should we just play golden goal until somebody scores to win it?
Well, I
that
don't.
header's a little high.
I don't know if I'd say I'm in favor of pushing the penalty kicks back. I think that's the penalty kicks as they exist. I think are incredibly exciting, but certainly not favorable for the goalie.
Right. It just becomes a guessing game for the keeper.
It is, and very rarely do you guess incorrectly and be able to make a miraculous save, and very rarely do you guess correctly and not really be able to deflect and protect the goal. But I like the golden goal. I really do. I think that it's a fun way to determine who wants it more. Just like in this moment of this game, this is going to be a question of who wants this game more. And look who's emerged.
Lead pass over to Barton. Man, has he played a nice game. We talked about size advantage as Barton with it. Left-footed boot, crosser, and there's Fitzicom. Cuckoo, his shot. And excellent job by PSG. Heads-up play, telling their teammates, touched by them, let it go, let it go, let it go.
Nice effort by Cuckoo there because he was trailing on that play, but I do want to point out that he was trailing quite a bit on that play. He wasn't targeting the center of the field as mightily as he has been the rest of this game.
Look at this shot, pass Riddle, he scores! Man, did that happen quickly. You weren't expecting that to happen. We're going to watch it on replay in a second. But the goal is awarded to Carter Levesque. How did that happen so quickly, Kevin? And in the span of 20 minutes, it's gone to 3 points awarded to the Chicago Eagles to now potential goose egg.
Wow. Connor Riddle, good display of sportsmanship there, high-fiving a few of the Eagles there, but you really got a feel for him. He was put in a pretty vulnerable position.
Right. So it was
very
a goal
quickly.
So it was a goal kick. Fitzicom couldn't get it. Just look at the passing here. Missing the header is Fitzicom, and then just not knowing where he was on the pitch. as beautiful shot past Riddle, but not knowing where he was on the pitch in Carlson. But let's give credit to the PSG Academy. That was just well played, well executed. It stinks for the Eagles, and they could still tie it up because Cuckoo's still in the game, but wow, what an execution. In a span of 3 seconds, as that's a lead pass to Cuckoo. We talked about when Solario was going to use his hands versus the legs. That time he uses the hands. Got a little bit of a piece of Cuckoo, and that does it. Oh, boy, what a disheartening loss for the Eagles.
A buzzer beater.
And give credit to Paris Saint-Germain. It's an experienced team led by a great head coach, an experienced head coach. They stayed aggressive. They already had the 3 points from their previous match in pool play. They didn't need this draw. They didn't need the win. But they stayed aggressive. They saw a little complacency at midfield and defense by the Chicago Eagles, and they took advantage.
And a tough loss for the Eagles because I don't know, how much more heartbreak they can handle. But I will say that Paris Saint-Germain, they made the adjustments at the half, and they came out strong in the second half, and they stayed strong all the way through to the very end, especially with that last execution, bringing it down for the quick goal.
Well, sometimes sports are not fair, and for Eagles fans, you played a great game. Gafo Cuckoo, in my opinion, was still the man of the match. We're going to do 3 stars in a minute.
Perhaps a whole reordering of the players of the match, huh?
Yeah, so in hockey we do the 3 stars. At SBS, even when we do soccer, we still like to do the 3 stars. My 3 stars, Kevin. The 3rd star, Riddle played an excellent game between the pipes. Just a couple of excellent goals. He's going to be my 3rd star. Number 2, he's the loser, so I can't put him at number 1. It's Gafo Cuckoo at number 1. Carter Levesque with a fantastic shot past Riddle to preserve the victory. Very late. They didn't lead most of the match, but with 3 minutes remaining in it, they get the victory.
Yeah, you're not going to get any argument from me. I agree wholeheartedly on that precise order, and I think that it's a heartbreaking defeat for the Eagles, especially for the effort of those 2-star players that we discussed. But boy, what a comeback victory there for Paris Saint-Germain. They really demonstrated that the continuity of playing together from young ages and being able to carry out. And stay strong till the very end.
So far, excellent crew. That does it for our play-by-play broadcast. Post-game show coming up next. Our 2 volunteers, Diego Quintero, and I forget the name of the other guy, but Anthony Hudson, Maximin Clement, Kevin Macy. I'm Kyle Smith. Post-game show coming up next here on SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone.
That happened fast. You know what?
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway, a 2-on-0. A shot, and a goal! So, 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
If you give your PIN or password over the phone, you might as well wallpaper your room with cash. Why don't you just use $1 bills?
Okay, these will come right off. It's just hot glue. The bank will take it back, right? Here you go. Careful, careful.
Oh no, something spilled over here.